No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to Smack It Raw.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Smackin It Raw Podcast, episode 234, Daddy's Home. I am your host this evening, the real, one true Pornhub Poppy, the Sultan of Spirit Swallow, Daddy Delgado, aka SES Vince. And I am not here alone. Clearly, as you can see here, we have no Matt Ritter. If you watched last week's episode, he is taking the week off. There's no Travis Pointer, no Lord Cussalot. Travis Pointer here. No OGs tonight, so I'm going to be hosting the show. So I thought we'd have a little fun and bring in some guests. First off, since he was the last one to show up, I'm going to give him his introduction first. Mr. Reek Havoc, the host of the Havoc Hour and 1/3 of Young Kings Wrestling. How's it going, Reek?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good. Good. As he jumped in, we also got Daryl, according to his Zoom name from Get Your Podcast. Now we got Justin from the Get Your Podcast. What's up, Just?
Yo, we here. We live. It's Saturday. I know we got some shit to talk about, so let's go.
Oh my God. And last but not least, Mr. Benji Calavera, the artist Benji Calavera. You go check him out on Instagram. How's it going?
Thank you, dude. It was pretty good. I'm ready to get started on this. We got a lot to talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. We'll see how much wrestling we actually talk about, because with the four of us, we might talk about basketball, like Dragon Ball, just randomly. Maybe we'll chime in a Law and Order SVU intro in there. I don't fucking know. We'll see how we'll see how today's goes. Normally, like the format usually starts, we start off with news and rumors. It was kind of slow week this week in terms of news and rumors, but I have a few things here lined up. But before we do, because we have the man right here and I'm wearing the merch, I'd like to remind you guys to go ahead and support the Black Lives Matter movement, help support Young Kings Wrestling, and go ahead and get the Black Lives Matter NWO style hoodies, t-shirts, tank tops. Still hoodie season. It's still cold out in Chicago. Still hoodie season. Summer's right around the corner. Get yourself a tank top. Young Kings, YKWrestling.com, correct, Reek?
Yep.
Go ahead and check that out. If not, the link is in Matt Ritter's pin tweet. MATTRIDDER. I can't do it as fast as Matt. I don't got the linguistic skills that Matt Ritter has. So there's that. So first and foremost, go ahead and do that, because this is for a good cause. It's not in support of the Black Lives Matter organization. So it's not going to go to twerk videos or anything like that. These are actual funds that are going to go to the people that actually need the money. So go ahead and help them out and get yourself a cool hoodie, because I've been rocking this at work all week and I kept getting nothing but compliments. So nothing but thumbs up, and I'll be sending them over to YKWrestling.com. So you guys should head over there too. News and rumors. Do you guys just want to start with the big one with the McMahon stuff, or do we want to bloat our load with the news?
Let's start off with how the thotties like it. Start off with the big one. Give me the big one.
Okay, so as we all know, Miss McMahon was on the Pat McAfee show this past Thursday, the first sit-down live interview he's done in maybe 20 plus years, if my math is correct. Yep. Two big things of note from that interview is that Mr. McMahon himself will be the one to induct Undertaker into the Hall of Fame. So first and foremost, guys, how do you feel about Vince being the one to induct Taker? Should have been Kane, should have been someone else. Personal thoughts here.
It's nobody got a stronger, I don't want to say bond, but a stronger investment in his career than Vince. I mean, like you see it in like the 24 or whichever it was that last ride doc, where they were asking Vince about like what Taker means to you. He can't even speak on it like that. That shit hits him. You know what I'm saying? Like I know, like, you know, Kane and Undertaker because he's built to his brother and like a bunch of his biggest rivals, but no, it's always been Vince. There's no one else in my view that should have that distinction more than Vince.
That's true.
He owes that man everything.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured they might do something with Kane, but you know, it's kind of messy right now. So Glenn Jacobs might not get the call to even show up.
Yeah.
Benji, daddy that your mom never told you about.
Wow.
This man, bro.
This guy.
You guys can't see it, but Justin keeps changing his name on the Zoom meeting, and it's just hilarious. Justin, Benji, what about you guys? What you guys?
No, it had to be him. Even during that interview, he choked up a little bit. You know, like clearly it means something to him. So like, yeah, it couldn't be anybody else for sure.
Just.
I agree. I mean, who else could do it besides him? I mean, like y'all said, it should be Vince. Him and Vince had that bond. He never left and all that. And like y'all said, y'all said that he got emotional. The Botox kind of locked up in his face, so he couldn't really move too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you ever seen people with Botox and it starts shining? The liquid starts like just getting frozen.
Yeah, he had a little glisten. I see.
Yeah, exactly. It started glistening. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's only Vince. I'm wondering though, you know, if it's gonna be Undertaker coming out as Undertaker, or it's going to be Mark Calloway coming out first. And then if it's going to be either druids or police officers. That's what I want to know.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. That's funny. That's funny. That's hilarious.
You're gonna have the Blue Lions Brigade at the Hall of Fame.
Not to continue this metaphorical jerk off session, like, and agreeing with each other, but like, yeah, like Vince is probably like the right guy to like go ahead and induct them. Mr. McMahon, like, and Undertaker have like a real strong bond in history. Taker never left. He was the loyal one. He was the Kobe Bryant. He was the Tim Duncan of that whole organization. So, you know, there's the first basketball talk of the day. But yeah, so it makes all the sense in the world. The other news that came out of the interview was Pat McAfee was offered a WrestleMania match by Mr. McMahon. At the time, we didn't know who his opponent was, but we came to find out later on SmackDown. We'll talk about that once we get to SmackDown. First and foremost, how do you guys feel about Pat McAfee having the match at WrestleMania?
Listen, if it's anything like his Adam Cole match, fucking do it. You know, dude's entertaining.
Yeah.
Exactly. But is he going to be in the ring with a level of caliber talent like an Adam Cole? Is the big question.
I mean, it's okay. I think the question is Adam Cole at the same level as Austin Theory? So the answer is hell no. So if he can hang with Adam Cole, he had no problem with this, you know, child molester ass, you know.
Anyway. I don't need an excuse to see Pat McAfee on a match on a big show because we already did that. He debuted on the Takeover, so I mean that was like neck and neck for match of the night. So I mean, if you got 2 nights of WrestleMania, you got plenty of space on. Wow, you got plenty of space on 2 cards to fill. So I mean,
he couldn't handle his Austin Theory.
Yeah,
he couldn't handle his own Austin Theory.
That man's bugging. But since you mentioned it, shout out to the liars over there at Alka-Seltzer Incorporated who charge people $13 a month for lies because they literally said it's penciled in that Pat McAfee is going to wrestle Vince McMahon, who is 76 fucking years old. Yeah. Man. That's what y'all pay $13 a month for.
Like from the jump, even common sense would dictate if Mr. McMahon has any beef with anyone leading into WrestleMania. He's been grooming Austin Theory this whole time. He's gonna put his pet project out there, you know. He's gonna put his boy out there, exactly, and send him out to the wolves, you know, throw him to the wolves, so to speak. So I don't know. So there's that. Another bit of news. The other big news was Tony Khan about Ring of Honor. What do you guys Do you guys care?
I mean, it's cool and all, but I don't feel like it's like game changing. Like it's gonna change everything. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Oh wait, hold up. Let me backpedal real quick. Back to the Vince McMahon stuff. There was two things that people are a little like up in arms about, or like two like things that people took away from the interview. Aside from him just saying that Michael Cole was a terrible, terrible human being,
That
but
was hilarious. I love that.
it was hilarious. But his explanation as to why WWE superstar is better than pro wrestler, I thought was very like insightful to see how he thinks about it. And when he laid it out and explained it the way he did, yeah, I'd rather be called a superstar than a pro wrestler, to be honest with you.
It's so simple. And I'm gonna like not get too much in detail because I'm gonna save some for tomorrow because I know we're gonna be talking about this on our show. But it's like it's real simple. It's branding. Like he broke it down in the simplest terms for you. It's like, how would you want to be viewed in the grand scheme of things, you know, on a global scale, because they reach a global audience? You want to be just a pro wrestler or WWE superstar because WWE is a global juggernaut. Mm-hmm. So would you want to be a superstar from this company or just a pro wrestler? Pro wrestlers are a dime a dozen. Like it's not a WWE superstar everywhere you look. So that's simple. I don't know how people don't get that.
No, for sure. It's kind of like when you sit there and talk about like, would you rather be a football player or an NFL like athlete, like NFL football player, or would you rather be a UFC star or just an MMA like fighter? You know,
right? Like
there's brandings there. You know, like sure, like anyone can be a basketball player, but no one's an NBA basketball player. You know, little things like that. I think that makes sense. What do you guys think?
Well, like Rick said, it's branding. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. And I think people, especially on Twitter and stuff like that, they tend to have this like a lot of tribalism, a lot of like they put things on certain pedestals. You know, like professional wrestler. You know, that means you're all about wrestling. You're just everything like that. But there's nothing wrong with the superstar aspect either. You know, there's other things that come with being a pro wrestler. You know what I mean? Like you can be a pro wrestler, like Rick said, dime a dozen, you know, but there's other things that encompass being the superstar. It's like you said, branding. And it's I don't think there's anything wrong with that. He explained it pretty well. And I think just people just need something to get mad about, I think.
What about you, Kitty baby?
I'm sorry. My I got a commissioner call saying I was going too hard with some of the jokes, so I got cut off. But what was the question?
The WWE, like Vince McMahon explaining why WWE superstar just is better than being called a pro wrestler.
Oh yeah, okay. I agree with everything you guys said because, like you said, like I think countless of times, like people that worked in WWE or left WWE, they all said the same thing. Like you can't just be good at wrestling because there's like millions of those. In order to stand out and get over, you have to be a character. You have to have a brand. You have to do your own thing. Like, just like what you guys said, like in sports, right? So many people that are good at sports, but there's only one Shaq, right? Mm-hmm. There's only one type of personality. You got to have something else to come with it. We just saw the dunk contest. All those people can dunk, but they brought no personality to the show. Like nothing.
True.
And so like you have to be different. You know, you can't just come out there wearing Timbs and expect us to be like, you know.
I'm about to boycott the dunk contest. That shit was trash.
I think, but I'm with you with the boycotting of the dunk contest, but they got to look at people, not just dunkers. You can dunk, but have something else too. You know.
Yeah.
You know.
Going back to the wrestling though, the other thing that people were complaining about in the Vince McMahon interview was how he essentially, but not like so like straightforward, basically called the WWE releases dead weights when he was saying about cutting dead weight and like making sure that like your company is like moving as best as it can. Like they kind of took that as to it, and they interpreted the IWC. That is as all these wrestlers that you just released, they're dead weight. They didn't have no value. But like in the sense, like it sounds cold, but if you sit here and think about like business wise, like these are guys that you aren't going to use anymore. You aren't using anymore. You don't have anything for, whether that's your fault or not. Cut it. Kind of like an employee. Like you may like an employee, but you may need to like make budget cuts. You know, I don't condone it. I just like I didn't take it up the ass like a lot of people did.
No, it's just, we talk ad nauseum about the toxicity of the community. So it's like y'all said already. Like they just need a reason to complain about something. But you just cut it down to simplest terms. How many people do you see on a regular basis that don't get TV time and they say, oh, well, where's this person? Why? They will literally say, if you're not doing anything with them, cut them. And then they cut them and then they want to bitch about it. Like,
Right.
You can't make these people happy at the end of the day. So, I mean,
Right.
terminology is dead weight. Okay, yeah, that sounds harsh, but it's like, what else are you supposed to do with them? Just hoard talent? Like,
yeah,
right. It's business.
Yep.
It's no different than when someone gets cut in free agency or basketball or football or whatever. You know, people get cut all the time. UFC, people get cut every day. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's really talented people, but it just wasn't working out, you know?
Yeah. And this is what they're doing with WWE talent, right? Because it's WWE and they do it all the time, and they've been doing it so frequently recently, which is why they're getting so much flack. But AEW is going to have that problem soon because they're going to have to let go of some talent or like not renew some contracts soon because they're up on that 3-year mark. Some people that aren't being used are probably going to be going somewhere. They have like 3 million tag teams that don't get any TV time unless you throw them in the battle royal like they did this week. But yeah,
see Jericho,
Tony Khan, Tony Khan buying Ring of Honor. Do you guys like I said, do you guys care? Does that mean anything? It's really mostly he just bought the tape library, and that's cool, all well and good, because there's reports that they got some deals in the works with HBO Max where they can like do their own WWE network type thing, like AEW network or whatever with HBO Max, and have their own video library, which could be cool. But he made it seem like there was this big grand announcement and he took forever to get there. And I'm at that point, I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you have to say anymore. You're taking a day and a half just to tell me what the fuck you got to say.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Rick. I'm sorry.
I'm just gonna quote my co-host. Tony Khan takes the wrong type of bumps. So when he says he has a big announcement, he literally makes that statement or that post off of one of those bumps. So that's all it is. Like he gets hype off of every little thing they do, and then says, "Oh, big announcement time! Let's go do this shit." Like Ring of Honor, okay, that's cool. He was a fan, and they have it now. But listen, I'm not stupid. You ain't slick. That's where you're gonna put all your black talent, so you can claim you're working on diversity. Like that's not pulling the wool over nobody's eyes. You're not fooling me, sir.
And I know you guys are gonna talk about it more on Young Kings Wrestling.
Oh, he gonna get it about that. We gonna talk about this.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying? But like that's not fooling nobody. That's where you're gonna funnel all of them to when you want when you hear all the criticism about diversity issues like that.
Right.
That was not lost on me. I see it. I see you, Tony.
Gotcha. Okay.
He getting peasant of the week.
I don't know yet. I think
we'll see.
We might have some candidates. We're gonna see.
Okay.
So two more things for news and rumors, and then we got to wrap it up and actually get to the actual recap of the show. Samoa Joe did an interview with Fightful, I believe, where he talks about why he dropped the NXT title, and it was due to his positive COVID test. It wasn't through no injury that he claimed in his little like video. He got a positive COVID test. They wanted to move in a different direction with NXT 2.0, so they took the title off of him. He understood, and then obviously they parted ways. Where do you guys, just quickly, how do you guys feel about Joe like basically being robbed of a really good NXT title run because he got COVID, when other guys like Roman Reigns got like, okay, take a week off and you're good to go?
Yeah, but Samoa Joe, he's hurt like every other week.
But he wasn't hurt. He was healthy.
Yeah, he's like Anthony. He's like Anthony Davis. Like Anthony Davis. There you go.
But the thing is, like, I don't think he would have had a long run because with 2.0 coming up right on the horizon, it's like he wouldn't have fit into that. So he probably would have been the one to lose to Braun. So it's like you figure maybe a couple months and a handful of matches here and there. Yeah, I still would have wanted to see him, but it's like wouldn't have lasted long. So it don't really make a difference to me at this point.
I guess the confusing part for me, since there was no injury, is why put the title on Ciampa, and because I feel like he kind of served the same role that Samoa Joe would have served if he kept the title. So it's like, why not just keep the title, and then instead of keep that as the number one contenders match, you have one good match and you still slowly build up Braun, and then now he takes out Samoa Joe instead of Tommaso Ciampa.
That's just probably because they were going to get rid of his ass a long time ago, honestly.
Yeah, I guess. One more NXT 2.0 news. Finn Balor, he did an interview at what was it, like After the Bell with Corey Graves, his podcast, and he talks about NXT 2.0, and he talks about how NXT 2.0 was essentially needed. The roster was stopped being prepped for main roster. What he was saying in his second run, his year and a half there, he felt like all the matches were kind of already happening. Not to say that they were getting stale, but just about everything that they could do had already been done with that roster. And again, the big emphasis here was like when he was there, they were being prepped for main roster. Hey, make sure you can do this X, Y, and Z on main roster because you're going to get expected of this. Then NXT got so popular that it became its own brand, and they stopped focusing on what the true goal was, and to develop these talents to be ready for main roster. And they lost sight of the true, like the true vision of what it was supposed to be. And yeah, that's what he was saying. It was going in the cycle, and it needed a change. Do you agree with Finn's points here?
I said this a long time ago. Like when NXT really started getting up there, I'm like, y'all got to decide what it is y'all want to be, because Triple H had it to where they were on the same levels as SmackDown and Raw. But it's like, is that what it's supposed to be? Is it that third brand, or is it still developmental? Because we know the talent is there. They're gonna, people were watching NXT at its peak, as often or more than Raw and SmackDown. So it's like, do you want it to be there, or do you want it to be developmental? Because these guys are still going up to SmackDown and Raw regardless. So when you make that decision, you got to stick with it. And I initially wasn't really that into 2.0, but now that it's like in full form now, like now that they got what they're doing, I could dig it. Like it's fresh and it's new. You have new talent, and they seem to have their direction. They have their stride. So it works.
Yep.
Yes.
And everybody's trying to have sex with each other on 2.0 too, which is like enjoying the watch.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh man,
the thirst is real on 2.0.
It's spring break every week out there. These niggas are crazy.
I'm telling you, and they got that storyline with Indy and that guy. What's that other wrestler that used to date Indy?
Duke. Yeah.
Duke, and so
Persia
Duke and
Parada.
Yeah, dude. And now Duke and what's his name? Dexter might have a thing. They got that same girl.
Wow.
Same girl.
That shit got scandalous so fast. Like,
Man,
Oh my gosh. Benji, do you agree with everyone?
Listen, all good things come to an end. NXT had a great run, but it's time to refresh it. Like you said, we've seen everything, all the creep matches. So when they come up to the main roster, they've done everything already. So it's like, we're just supposed to start over, No, right on point. Like change sucks. People are afraid of change, but it's necessary sometimes. You know what I mean?
Which it shows like a different color palette though, because I ain't feeling.
I mean, I guess.
Man, all the colors,
I'm never
man.
gonna get over that. From the first time I saw it, I was like, yeah, y'all lost me with this. And that's probably the biggest reason why I was like hesitant to even watch, because I'm like, you're not gonna tell me, like, I'm biggest Wale fan, but like, even music aside, like, this shit, you got this Bob Ross shit y'all got going on. You gotta do something about that.
My big issue with it from the jump was that it started to feel like WWE's version of ECW to start, like by keeping the NXT name, they just call it something else,
Oh,
just call
I
it something
see.
else.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
But speaking of NXT, we should talk about NXT and the rest of the wrestling shows this week, and not make this a 2+ hour show. Where would you guys like to start? Who wants to volunteer and guide us through the recaps?
Go ahead, Benji.
I mean, you're the host, Vince. Go ahead. Lead the way.
Well, usually Matt lets the guests pick. Do you guys want to SmackDown?
Yeah.
Okay. Or here we go. Okay. We start off SmackDown with a million non-important backstage promos from the likes of the Usos, Viking Raiders, Ronda Rousey, Sonya Deville, the works, whatever. We actually kick things off with an IC title match between Sami Zayn and Ricochet. Fantastic match. Knoxville comes out, distracts Sami Zayn. New Intercontinental Champion Ricochet with the roll up. Crazy out of nowhere. Was not expecting that. Was not expecting that. Question: was this Cesaro's spot? Had he not left, was he penciled in to be this guy to get the title? We'll never know. We'll never know. We get a McAfee recap with from the interview with Vince McMahon. We get a shot of Vince McMahon's office, and they're gonna say, "Hey, we're gonna find out who McAfee's gonna face at WrestleMania," like we mentioned. Austin Theory comes out. He gets on the mic, talks a lot of shit to Pat McAfee. He doesn't know who the hell Austin Theory is and who's to blame him. If I didn't have to watch Raw on a regular basis and I didn't watch NXT, I probably wouldn't know who Theory was. So he slaps the taste out of McAfee, adds some heat to this feud. I guess it makes sense. It makes sense in a sense why they did it. I don't know if I think McAfee versus Theory is a Mania-worthy match, but that's a conversation for another day because there's definitely other matches on the card that are less worthy. We get Naomi with Sasha Banks taking on Carmella with Zelina Vega. Solid match. Obviously, we get the usual Carmella hijinks, putting on the face mask. What does Matt call her? Mellaface.
No,
as a play on Leatherface. So Mellaface came out to play, but she took a loss to Naomi as she should. And then as the match ends, we zoom out to backstage to Natalya being caught voyeuring backstage, like just watching. Yeah, apparently Natalya likes to watch. So that's what happened. That's what happened. We had a poker game with Happy Corbin talking more shit about Drew McIntyre, Madcap Moss telling some more jokes, leading to Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. It happened. Drew won. Quick work of Jinder. No surprise there. Afterwards, we get more of a shot from the poker room. Madcap's trying to make some more jokes, but Baron Corbin seems to be a little shook and a little worried for his match against Drew at Mania. Then we get Boogs coming out, introducing Nakamura as everyone starts to jam out with Pat McAfee and everyone else. They get jumped by the Usos for some reason. And then Roman Reigns comes out. So I'm guessing this is Roman Reigns' time. And he just wanted to come out. He said, fuck Nakamura, fuck Boogs. They're irrelevant. This is my show. He comes out, gives one of the most intense promos I've seen him cut in a while. He talks about the title defenses at MSG on Saturday. Well, technically tonight. Says that it's a foregone conclusion that he's going to go ahead and retain his title. He's going to smash whoever they line up for him, like he's done for the last year and a half. He's not wrong. And that there's more of a concern as to whether or not Brock can retain his title at MSG, and will he even make it to WrestleMania? Obviously, he's going to make it to WrestleMania. That's not going to change. And he said he's calling his shot. He's the Babe Ruth of WWE. He's calling his shot, and he's gonna smash Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, which maybe that's how we get the life sex celebration. Maybe that's what they do. And then afterwards, he's gonna pin Brock and be the WWE Universal Champion and WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and Brock will have to acknowledge him. Solid stuff by Roman Reigns. Nothing too crazy. The Usos stay in the ring because they have to defend their titles against the Viking Raiders. Solid match, but obviously the obvious winner here was going to be the Usos to get the win with the 1D. I wish they changed the name. I don't really like the 1D name. It's just a 3D, guys. It's just a 3D. It's a little lazy. It's a little lazy with the naming, but the match was good. We get Big E coming along with Kofi Kingston coming out at the new ATV. The Kofi gifted Big E for his birthday. He's taking on Sheamus with new Sheamus superstar Rich Holland. And before the match can get too going, Kofi's out there being obnoxious on the ATV. He gets hammered in the back by a steel chair from Rich Holland. That distracts Big E. He gets laid out by Sheamus. And then Rich Holland goes ahead and just attacks the ATV. They steal the ATV, so we have Grand Theft Auto on SmackDown. We go to the back. So the match never actually finishes. They just steal the ATV, take it to the backstage, and just destroy it with sledgehammers for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we're gonna end up getting a tag match with those two at Mania or at some point. So that happened. And the last thing I have here is Sonya Deville versus Ronda Rousey. Charlotte comes out to ringside. Can't make up her mind whether or not she wants to be on commentary or not. Ronda starts off with the advantage, distracts her to help Sonya get the upper hand, but that was very short-lived. Ronda regains momentum, locks in the armbar, and we get Ronda tapping out Sonya. Get a little bit of a stare down with Charlotte and Ronda Rousey, but yeah, that was SmackDown in a nutshell, guys. So overall, what are we swallowing from tonight's SmackDown?
Ricochet winning a title because I heard he was getting a push after, like, because Vince can never make up his mind about shit because he pushed Ricochet and gave up on Ricochet. Now he's pushing him again. Listen, I just wanted it off Sammy because even though I'm glad it's off Shinsuke and Sammy, can do it, I didn't want to see any scenario where Johnny Knoxville could win the fucking title at WrestleMania. I didn't want that. So whoever had to take it off Sammy to make that happen is fine with me. So if it's Ricochet, it's Ricochet. Do something with that, cool. Because Sammy and Johnny is obviously going to happen at Mania. I just didn't want no titles like that.
I forgot to mention that. So after he had lost the match, he does go to the backstage area and he's mouthing off to the cameraman that's following him, and he challenges Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville is interviewed afterwards later on in the show. He accepts Sammy's challenge. So it's actually set Knoxville versus Sami Zayn at Mania. So we had a few Mania matches set up tonight.
Dig it.
Okay, I may have missed some other stuff. My notes weren't too extensive for SmackDown, but I think I got the main beats.
Well, you were talking about all the bullshit of interviews in the beginning of the episode, but what about all the bullshit backstage stuff with Corbin?
Yeah,
that was in the episode, and that was dumb.
I talked about the first time it happened, but then it kept happening, and I just didn't fucking.
Mm-hmm. It was it was like a chunk of the show. I thought,
Yeah.
But I will definitely swallow the Ricochet win, the promo that Roman gave. I really like that promo. The 1D thing, I kind of see why they're saying it because it's not as good as the 3D. But
why would you call a tag team finisher why would you call your tag team finisher less than another person's tag team finisher?
Well, I guess
I get it because they're
really just
the ones. Like, I get the play on it. They're the ones.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know. They got it.
I mean, I think we all can agree. I think 3D. Taking 3D at one time is too much. 1D is enough.
Are you speaking from personal experience? Oh, jeez, Benji, what are you swallowing anything from the show?
He didn't answer the question either. That's crazy.
That's okay. We'll let that linger. We'll leave that as a mystery.
Sorry, my Wi-Fi cut off. What'd you guys say?
Yeah. Oh man,
I'm gonna go with the Roman promo only because for a long time people were always saying he was weak on the mic. He couldn't do it on the mic, whatever. And now he's killing it. Now he's fully into his own, and now he's on a different level. I feel like from what people were used to say about him and everything. I feel like he's turned that around. He's really coming to his own. And I don't really care about promos like that, but he was good. So I'll swallow that.
Okay. I said last week I got to give Roman his black card because he summoned whatever black ancestor he had in him that last week on that promo, because you felt that shit. Like,
when he's like, "This is my cameraman."
Last week's.
You just felt put. So I mean, listen, anytime Roman got the stick, like, he he kills that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you guys are swallowing?
I'm gonna swallow Pat and Austin, just mainly because, like, I know, like, it's not gonna be like a big match on the card, but I've said this before. Like they have something big planned for Theory. He's one of those guys that like Vince don't just do on-screen airtime with just anybody. But most people would think for Austin's first WrestleMania match, you give him someone like more on his level. But this is kind of saying that they trust him because Pat, even though he worked Adam Cole, that's one match. Like he doesn't have like a lot of ring time. So Austin's going to be the guy kind of leading this thing. So that's showing that they trust him. So next year, Mania time, he might be in fucking a major match.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say main event, but we don't know yet. So
it could be a high profile
that's
match.
An endorsement. Yeah.
And to Reek's point, that match with McAfee is really what it is like. Do you want to be a professional wrestler or superstar? Yeah, I mean, because McAfee's not a wrestler, but it's going to prove that what Theory is a WWE superstar. So to show that that's the difference, I think.
Okay. What would you guys are more excited? Which one do you think would be has the potential to be a better match given the athletes involved? Knoxville and Sami Zayn or McAfee and Theory? Because
man, come on.
Sami Zayn's probably the best wrestler out of all four. So he could probably get a good match out of Knoxville.
I think the McAfee only because people don't know what to expect.
Right.
It's a real surprise. Like
no, but I'm asking which one do you think will turn out to be the better match? The better wrestling match.
Theory and McAfee. Theory and McAfee.
I think
Rick,
you
got some.
It depends. Because if they make this, if Sammy and Knoxville is like a hardcore match or a street fight or some shit like that, they got it. Because Knoxville fucks himself up for a living. Like he got 30 years of experience of just doing the wildest, stupidest shit imaginable. So, I mean, if they get a type of match where like anything is gonna go, y'all just do some crazy shit. Knoxville is gonna be like, yo, what's the craziest shit we can get away with on this show? And it's like as long as they can get together and produce it, coordinate it the right way.
Okay.
I see what you're saying. So like Sammy will be chasing him backstage and he runs into like a giant exploding fist or some shit.
Yeah.
Like they do on Jackass. I see.
I think that would make the match hilarious. I think it would make it more entertaining. Over or under on the possibility that Sammy could go ahead and electrify Knoxville's testicles like Kane did to Shane.
Let's do it. I want to see that.
That's a callback. I expect that to happen.
I'd hope so. Anything else we guys are swallowing from SmackDown?
I saw Ronda like pulled out the ankle lock. I hope she puts that in her move set because she needs something other than this watered down ass version of that arm bar. Like that that's something that you need to freshen up. So you could say you adapted it from Kurt Angle or whoever, but like that's pretty dope.
Shout out to Ronda for being the first person to make Charlotte tap.
Oh my
yeah.
I don't know. Andrade might have something to say about that.
Listen.
Wait, actually, never mind. Andrade might be the one doing the tapping at that situation.
That's true.
But I'm just like, listen, we are 5 days removed from Black History Month, and you're gonna have Sasha punching the shit out of some air right now.
Okay. I guess we'll move on to our spits. Are you guys spitting anything from SmackDown? From what I read?
Baron Corbin, because they had gold with bum ass Corbin, and they just pulled the plug on that so fast, man. Now it's whatever. Now it's flopping. Then I'll spit that all day.
Same. I spit that too. I liked when he was just like poor. I liked when he was like had no money. When he lost, I felt like he was able to. It was funnier. This version is this is whack. Like, and I know we were talking before about wrestlers being more than just a wrestler, but this is just whack as hell. You know what I'm saying? Coming out with that Bahama Joe looking ass shirt. No.
But it's like I could tolerate this version of Corbin if it weren't for Moss. Like that. That's really what I'm really spitting. It's like,
okay.
That shit gotta go. Yeah. Like even if you wanted to say, he went to Vegas, he come up, and now he's like, I don't like it, but I could have tolerated it. But the shit with Moss and Madcap and all that, like that's killing me.
Yeah.
Between him and Rick Boogs, I can't stand it. You got to get it off my TV. You got to get it off the TV. I can't. I'm sorry.
You're not a booger?
No, never have been. This is how you know Shinsuke don't give a fuck about his run in WWE because they just saddled him with that motherfucker for I don't know. It's been like almost a year now that they've been doing this shit. I can't, man. I can't do it.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and spit the fact that just Sheamus, like I love me some Sheamus, but why did they have to wreck the ATV and it's Grand Theft Auto on live television? I do not condone unlawful activities on televised events. Make sure never get recorded when you do unlawful activities. That's the number one rule. Never get caught on camera. They were caught on 4K stealing an ATV and then wrecking it. That's destruction of private property as well. So they might get locked up. They might not even make it to WrestleMania. So I'm spitting the possibility that Sheamus might get locked up. Also, I'm spitting the main event because I don't really care about Sonya Deville. She's really been giving me a lot of Karen vibes ever since this whole Naomi stuff started. And whether it's intentional or not intentional, I'm not fucking with her right now. And I don't give a fuck about Rousey at all. So I won't lie to you. I turned off after the main event. And I ended up having to go back and rewatch it for the show because I forgot. Oh yeah, I have to take notes.
I told y'all she's the Karen that follows you around the store. She won't go away. Like you go to another aisle, there she goes again with her shopping cart creeping and shit. Like it's annoying.
Yeah. I'm also my final spit is Johnny Knoxville saying that he is not scared by Sami Zayn because he's actually broken his wee doing some of these stunts. He actually said he broke his wee on television, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Wow.
This is the type of shit that makes me embarrassed to watch the program.
I don't even think that's PG. Like, can he say that?
I don't know, man. But at that point, just say dick or penis. At that point, just go all out, man.
I mean, Brock says dick, so I mean,
yeah.
Yeah,
Johnny Knoxville don't even work for y'all, so ain't no telling what the hell he can get away with saying.
Exactly. All right, but yeah, and then I think that's all my spits. Do you guys have any other spits? We can move on if you like.
I think that's
okay.
Yeah.
Benji, where would you like to go next?
Let's go to Raw. That's from WWE.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the overall spit or swallow.
Oh, thank you, Rick. Overall, SmackDown spit or swallow. Matt's gonna give me shit when he watches this back later.
Oh, buddy, I just saved you. I give it a swallow. SmackDown, like it fell off
it was a good show,
but it's like it's still decent. So I give it a swallow.
Yeah, I swallow it too. There was enough on there for me to like it.
Yeah,
there was definitely more to like to dislike. So swallow.
Yeah, the Intercontinental Championship match to start things off was fantastic. Ricochet winning, Roman Reigns. We got Sasha Banks and Naomi on the screen together. So nothing but swallows all around. Okay, now we get into the Raw recap. We start things off with the KO show featuring the Alpha Academy. They mock Chad Gable's way of saying thank you. Say that's weird. Gable does not see the issue there. They end up attacking them, knocking out Chad Gable, setting up a match. Oh, I forgot. KO mocks Texas some more. He stuns Gable, which leads to the tag match. We get Alpha Academy versus Rollins and Kevin Owens. Fantastic match, by the way. I love the match. And Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins have some smooth chemistry transitions to finish off matches. The pop-up into the turnbuckle powerbomb, into the stunner, into the curb stomp. Chef's kiss. Fantastic. Quick Austin theory here. What if instead of doing Stone Cold versus Kevin Owens, because he's been mocking so many Texas legends, like JBL and Booker T has come at him, what if they do a Texas Legends gauntlet match with Kevin Owens at WrestleMania and have like 3 or 4 Texas Legends, and then you bust out Stone Cold last to get a quick stunner? That way you don't actually have Stone Cold wrestling, You know, similar to what they did with New Day and HBK, Mick and Steve just coming out like at WrestleMania. What was it, like 32? I think it was that they did that
Something
shit.
like that.
Yeah.
34, 33, something like that.
Yeah. So what do you guys are up on my theory? Like Texas Legends Gauntlet match. He can take out JBL. He can take out Booker T. He can take out one or two other guys. I don't know. Throw in Terry Funk in there if you want. And then last but not least, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's still wrestling, I think.
Oh shit! My bad.
I think that'd be good, like as a lead up to WrestleMania. Like every time have a Texas legend come out, you know, building up to, you know, WrestleMania. But I think what's going to happen is that he's going to go to WrestleMania, cut a promo on Texas. Everybody's going to boo and all this shit. And then the glass breaks. And then he comes out and then they have like a 2-minute thing. And then,
kind of like when The Rock squashed Bray Wyatt.
Kind of like that.
Or like the Wyatt family or whatever.
Right. I was thinking more like John Cena and Taker. Like how John Cena didn't have an opponent and then all of a sudden Taker is going to fight him.
Okay.
They had like a 3-minute bout, you know.
And that was brought up on last week's show too. Like on last week's episode, that was brought up. Like maybe they could do like a Cena Taker type thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Actually, that's where I got it from.
Okay. We see you have original content over there. But yeah, moving on with the recap.
Dang! I was gonna shouting out, man. Got shady over here.
I'm sorry, Jeff. It's all love. It's all love. Just kidding. Moving on with the recap. Almost destroys and squashes T-Bar because that had to happen for some reason. T-Bar is more and more looking like Dominik Dijakovic, which just lends the question, why not just change his name back to like Dijakovic or Dijak. Becky Lynch, Double D, and Nikki ASH, Jesus, versus Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, and Rhea. It was cool. The women's team of Bianca Belair gets the win. The big thing of note was Bianca in the ring with, I believe was Nikki ASH, and then like Becky tries to come in, makes the save, and she just whips the living hell out of Becky Lynch.
Bow.
Whipped her like my mama did back in the day. She whips Becky into submission. She leaves. She's bitching and moaning about like the scars and everything. Hits the KOD on Double D actually, and her team gets the win. And yeah, more momentum. This leads me more to the credence that Bianca and Becky should be the ones to main event night one and not Ronda and Charlotte, just because like they mentioned on last week's show, on last week's episode, Matt and everyone, they were mentioning how Bianca main event to WrestleMania last year, Becky Lynch first woman to main event WrestleMania, the two women to ever main event or WrestleMania together. The story's right there. Makes all the sense in the world. Robert Roode took on Tommaso Ciampa. Solid match. Kind of quick. Ciampa gets to roll up after Dolph tries to interfere, but Rudolph goes in and beats down Ciampa. Afterwards, they get on the mic and say how they're gonna just beat him and Braun Breaker on NXT the following night. Cool. Quickly, Ciampa had a new theme song. I still don't know how I feel about it. Mixed tag match after that, we had Dana Brooke and Reggie versus Tamina and Tozawa. Sure. Cool. Take up some time. Dana and Reggie did get the win. Then we get a double makeout sesh after the match and a contest of who can make out better between Reggie and Dana, and then Tamina locked lips with Tozawa. And then afterwards, Tozawa chased her like the lost puppy dog that he is. Okay, sure. Mysterio's come out. They have a promo. Big highlight here is they called Miz, Dom specifically calls Miz a Hollywood mega dumbass, and his fanboy, Jake Paul. Miz comes out. He's butthurt, lists all his accomplishments in the works. They tell him to come out and do something about it. Comes to the ring, but Hurt Business comes out, or at least half of the Hurt Business apparently. I don't know. Thought that was kind of weird that Shelton and Cedric are still called the Hurt Business, and they just stay as a tag team, but not associated with the rest of the members of the original Hurt Business.
Right.
Neither here nor there. Solid match again. I think the only time in the match where I was like, this looks kind of messy was when Shelton and Dom were in the ring together, because I felt like their chemistry was a little off. But everything else was solid. Miz comes in, tries to trip Dom, take him out of the ring. Ray chases him out of the ring, which leads to Sheldon Benjamin getting to roll up on Dom Mysterio. Hurt Business beats the Mysterios leading up to WrestleMania. Kind of doesn't make too much sense here as to why they're taking L's leading up to WrestleMania. We're supposed to believe that they can take out the Miz and Jake Paul, but okay. RK Bro versus Street Profits. Pre-match, Riddle is coloring to make himself feel better for some reason, and apparently Randy knows how to make him smile. Cool. Everything's in the norm according to Randy. They go and start the match. They come out to the match. What do I have here? Oh yeah. So solid match. Street Profits versus RK Bro. Like I said, the ending was a little because Montez goes for the splash to end things. Yeah. It looks like he might have landed on Randy's shoulder. He rolled over after he took the hit. He didn't look okay. Afterwards, he goes for the pin. Montez does on Randy. He tries to put his foot on the rope, but it was a little sloppy. Angelo Dawkins moves it out of the way. Afterwards, I thought it was kind of funny. I'm sorry, it's a little fucked up, but they look very scared and shook. They're like, shit, we just fucked up Randy Orton. We're fucked. You know, like they just won the match. They're supposed to pretend like they're celebrating, but they're like, oh shit, we fucked up.
Like, yeah, you know what happened to the last dude who fucked up, don't you? Bitch, you're fired. Get out.
Following that, we have Damian Priest versus Finn Balor, but it took a minute. At about the 9 minute and 12, like 9 out, the 9 o'clock, 12-minute mark, Finn makes his entrance. Moments later, Priest makes his entrance about 9 minutes later. After recaps. More Vince grooming theory under the table, and then talk of the McAfee show. And then he says he wants to tag along because, you know, what if McAfee like says something that upsets Vince and he hits him, and then McAfee retaliates. I'm like, I can be there. I'll be in your corner. I'll have your back. And Vince says, bitch, give me space. I don't fucking need you. And then for some reason grabs a pencil and says like, yeah, it's not that kind of show, but it could be. And then just makes me wonder why did he look at that pencil that way? What's he going to do with that pencil? Just raise more questions than anything. Honestly,
that pencil is like Vince's, you know, phallic, you know, it's got to be something out there that represents his, I guess Vince's idea of a dick.
I guess
that's all that is.
So at about 9:28 p.m. a full 16 minutes after the match after the match finally starts. Like Finn got there at about like the 9:12
yeah
16 minutes for the match to start. Like Finn comes out 9 minutes, Priest then another like 7 minutes. It's like, why not just do everything and let these men come out after? It's like it was weird. And it was funny. Shout out to TC because he made a joke in the group chat saying like, damn, I could have sworn that Finn made his entrance like 20-30 minutes ago and the match is still going on. Yeah, well, that's because the match barely had gotten started at that point. Match was solid.
Right.
Match was solid, was really good. It actually and the match ends at about like 9:40. So it really only lasted about like 12 minutes. So they actually stood in the ring waiting for the match to start longer than the match itself. Nice little tidbit of note there. Winner and new United States champion Finn Balor after the coup de grace. Are you more like, I'll ask you guys afterwards, but like, are you guys more shocked about the Finn win or the Ricochet win? We got two new champions.
The Finn win to me.
I think the Ricochet one, only because he was kind of done after that Drew McIntyre promo.
Yeah, I would definitely lean more towards Ricochet because I know, everyone got worked by the dirt sheets again when they said, Vince is relegating Finn to the Jeff Hardy slot. But I mean, at the end of the day, Priest he's had a good lengthy run, but I think even with like the new gimmick, there was just something that you needed to spark with him, something different, because it's like
They
his
didn't
run
need to
was
change anything, man. They
no,
had
no. His gimmick is fine, but it's like his run was starting to feel like it was starting to kind of fizzle out
Flat.
the momentum. He needed something
Yeah.
fresh. So
Yeah.
this
He needed
feud
Bad
with
Bunny
Finn
in
is
his
something
corner.
this feud with Finn is going to give him something fresh. So
Okay.
it's like that works.
And it looks like that's exactly where we're going. Priest turns heel after the match. He was bitching to Monet about how like, oh, the fans carried you. That's the only reason why you won. They were so behind you, and throughout this entire title reign, they never had my back. They never made that same kind of noise for me. Even though like I kept coming out here and delivering, it sounded like sour grapes. He sounded like he was bitching to Monet. He said he's not gonna rest until he gets that title back, and he's gonna like take it from Finn. Whatever, his reign's not gonna last. I felt bad because he was trying really hard to like do his best heel promo, but it wasn't coming out too heelish. It was more sounding like a little kid that just lost his toy, or they didn't want to share his toy. He takes out Finn after the match, suckers him, and this might make Matt happy. He finished Finn off with a crucifix powerbomb, which Matt has been saying should be his finisher all along since he calls himself Damian Priest. He should be using a crucifix powerbomb. And he might have to change up his finisher because he can't he can't come out here using the crossroads when Cody Rhodes might be crossing the road into WWE. No, bad fun joke there.
Good joke. Madcap Vince out of here.
Madcap Vince.
Got that one.
Oh man.
Hell no.
And last but not least, Edge comes out to close off the show. He wants to know who's going to answer his challenge. It takes a minute, but AJ finally answers. He says he accepts Edge's challenge at a match at WrestleMania. Edge says that he wants the pitbull AJ, not the tag team bitch, not almost as tag team bitch that he's been for the last year or so. Maybe turn heel because afterwards he attacks AJ. They get into a little scrum. AJ tries to go for the forearm, misses, gets taken out. Edge went to that place. He got the chairs, hit him with 2 consecutive concertos. This just got personal, ladies and gentlemen. And that was Raw. What are you guys swallowing for tonight's show?
Definitely.
Well, not tonight's show, Monday show.
Definitely, because that was a heel turn. We've been long overdue for an Edge heel turn, a proper heel turn. Because last year was kind of just like, they had to have someone be like a little on the fence for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, we haven't had a proper Edge heel turn in over a decade because he finished out like the last year or so of his career as a face. So this is a good solid heel turn that we needed for him. I said he had to face AJ at Mania. That needed to happen. So I mean, this just did it for me.
Yep, agreed.
We still on swallows, right?
Yeah. Actually, before we continue, I forgot to mention one thing on the show. Very small, but it might lead to something. Selena and Carmella, they were backstage. They accepted Naomi and Sasha's tag title challenge for WrestleMania. Selena talks about how she saw Mella's show, the first episode, and all they do is talk about sex. And then Mella's like, yeah, that's right. And she was saying like, if they think that all they do is talk about sex, they should wait to see what happens when they win at WrestleMania when she brings Corey into the ring and see how they really celebrate. So she's been hinting that she wants to do the life sex celebration with Corey Graves. And maybe that's because like everyone was talking about how do you do it? Like, all jokes aside, like she just laid it out right there. Like, when we win the titles at retain our titles at WrestleMania, I'm gonna bring in Corey and we're gonna have sex in the ring.
Just leak a tape. Just do that. Like in the wee hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Media, just leak it. That's all you gotta do.
Yep. And if Carmella's gonna bring Corey, Zelina should be able to bring Malachi Black then. And they both could have a live sex celebration at the same time.
There you go. That's how you do it. That's
Get themselves some 2D.
You get 2 nights, 2 celebrations. There you go.
Or you just open the
2D.
forbidden door.
Yeah, exactly,
That's
2
how you
nights.
open the forbidden door.
Yeah, from
There
the
you go.
back. From the back.
I'm about to say it's going
Okay.
to doors open.
Rick, now we can go back into the swallows.
Yeah. So definitely that for Edge. The match with Alpha Academy and KO and Seth. Honestly, like if they don't get Stone Cold to like do what, I'm sure he'll have like a segment or something, but if they like trying to get a match and that's not gonna happen, just put Seth and KO in a tag match for the titles, because like I'm for that. That chemistry is just definitely dope. Like they got something. They got something. Finn winning the US title. Like I said, like I didn't know what they were gonna do with him because we hadn't seen him on TV for a minute. But this is just one of them things that, you know, I say all the time, elevate the mid-card titles. And Damian Priest has been a great champ, but it's like they haven't presented a real challenge for him yet. So like I said before, this is something that's gonna help him along the way. This feud is gonna energize him. And even if they give him the title back now, let's keep the momentum going.
Yeah, and this could actually lead to a rematch at Mania. That could be Priest and Finn's road to WrestleMania. They lead to that.
You mean Demon Finn?
There you go.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
Benji, do you got any others?
I'm gonna swallow that whip that regulars took.
Yeah.
Come on,
yes.
Because I don't know how I forgot. I'm sitting up there, I'm thinking, what am I missing? But yeah, absolutely. Listen,
that shit was loud as fuck, man.
That was a cannon.
Yeah.
She channeled all of the last day of Black history and slavery and segregation and all of that just into that one whip. Like Sasha didn't even get it that loud. Like that shit was like, that was straight from the ancestors. Ooh, I love it.
Any other swallows, guys?
It marked her up pretty good, right? I didn't in the
did.
pictures, right? It marked her up on their stomach pretty good, just like how Rollins would do it. Just like how Rollins would do it. But
Seth was jealous because he ain't never marked up Becky like that. that got stamina too.
Yeah. No, but I'm with you because that was gonna be the same thing I was gonna swallow was the whip that Bianca did. The other thing too I wanted to swallow was the tag match, you know, with the Alpha Academy and Rollins and all that. That was good too. You know, the build that they're doing with Edge and Styles, I'm really liking. I think that might be whatever card. I don't know if they're gonna be in the same card, but if that's gonna be night one, that might be close as far as like the men's match. That might be the match right there. Yeah. That's the definitely because you know, I mean, I know Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, but right now, AJ Styles might be Mr. WrestleMania 2 at this point. What y'all think? Y'all agree? Nah.
Jericho, Shane, Shinsuke, Randy, Undertaker, and then
Undertaker. Yep.
Kofi and Big Show. Now Edge.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you just say Kofi and Big Show?
Yep.
Kofi and Big E.
Big E. Yeah.
I was about to say, when did Big Show join the New Day?
Yeah. So I'm hyped for that one too. I'm hyped for that one. So I can't wait for that one.
Okay. In terms of swallows, like I agree with you guys. I'm swallowing Finn to win the US title. I'm swallowing the match in general because I thought the match was good. The KO show was fantastic. It was a good way to kick off the show. The chemistry between Alpha Academy and Owens and Rollins is fantastic, even though Rollins can be a little extra with his laughing. The match, fantastic. Again, chemistry between Owens and Rollins off the charts. If they don't do Austin, yes, I agree with you, Rick. I want them to be the ones to take the titles going into WrestleMania or win them at WrestleMania and let them go on the two-man power trip type run where they're tag team champions and eventually they can get to the other top titles. So they can weasel their way into like taking turns to beat either Roman or Brock for the Universal WWE Undisputed Unified Tag Team Champion on I-95, whatever they're gonna fucking call it.
Not I-95. He said I-95.
Yeah.
So swallowing Edge versus AJ because that's fantastic. I'm all for it. Swallowing Bianca Belair, its team getting the win, and just whipping the taste out of Becky Lynch because all for that. What about spits, guys? What do we have for spits?
I'm spitting the Carmella Corey Graves shit because don't nobody needs to see no Corey Graves, no Corey in the house, no Corey anything. Fuck that shit. I don't need it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm with you. I also gonna spit Kevin Owens like promos on Texas. Like he has to come up with new material when it comes to like talking shit about Texas. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he should like, involve some things that's actually going on. Like how like this abortion thing is like a law. You only have a certain couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? My body, my choice. What happened to that? You know what I'm saying? Now they got this law where like if you think your kid is transgender, then you should report the parents for child abuse. I think you should also report that, protect the trans kids. I think he should talk about that shit.
Right. You don't
for
want it
sure.
to sound. You don't want it to sound like an episode of SpongeBob where all they're doing is talking about like, oh, Texas is stupid. People from Texas are stupid.
Right.
No.
Right.
Okay. Anything else you're spitting, Justin?
Other
than Texas political views?
Just want to get that out there. I ain't with Greg Abbott, so he could kiss my ass. So
okay. Reek, what about you, man? What you spitting?
First off, even though I know he's talked about it and he is more about the message of it, I'm spitting that new Tommaso Ciampa theme song because damn it, his theme song was hitting. I mean, the best theme song he had was no theme song when he was in my I said it and I stand by it. When Ciampa was in 2018, he was the best heel in all of wrestling. You could debate your mom about that.
Yeah.
But no, I was down with his theme song, so I don't know why they had to change it. But his thing is it's a more positive message that he's trying to spread. Whatever. If it gets Ciampa on the main roster happily, which is something he said he wasn't going to do, I'm for it.
Yeah.
But I got to spit that. And this one especially, this whole thing with the feud between Miz and Mysterio and Logan Paul, because it's like,
I kept calling
forgot
him
about that shit.
Yeah, it's like tell me you don't know how to promote this without telling me, because they didn't know what to say. Like they really had no idea what to say in this promo. They had no idea. Like they just throwing random digs at each other. Miz comes out and just runs down his accolades of his career. Like nobody give a fuck about you saying this right now. What's the beef here? You know what I'm saying?
There
like,
is no beef. That's the thing.
It was just stupid. Like this whole thing peaked when he made the Eddie's dad joke. Like, are you sure? Are you sure you're a raised kid? Like, okay, yeah, we all been thinking it, but he said it on TV. That's
that was where he's peaked. They got to get more to that. They got to make it personal. And Logan Paul not being on, like, I'm not a fan of Logan Paul, but him not being there week to week.
And they really couldn't get Bad Bunny again, huh?
Yeah,
man, I'm telling you, he's gonna win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He's gonna take that trophy and he's gonna twerk on it on stage. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna twerk. He's gonna twerk on that trophy on stage.
Yeah, can't go wrong putting Benito on my TV. So
yeah, man.
Exactly.
He was one of the final members in the Royal Rumble. He almost took that. He almost won the whole thing and went to WrestleMania. He could have been unifying the titles right now instead of Brock.
That's right.
You know?
That's right.
Oh man,
give Benito all the titles.
Y'all would have heard me all week if Benito won because I knew I didn't tell nobody, but I heard he was gonna be in it. And when he lasted that long, I was like, hold up now. Hold up now.
Yeah.
Like I know y'all want to be obvious and say Brock is gonna win, but what if he don't? You know what I'm saying?
Benito throws out Brock Lesnar, he becomes the most OP wrestler in all WWE.
Yeah,
but I guess that shows like when a celebrity is involved versus one's not, you know, because you got Knoxville and Bad Bunny, they're more involved in this shit, and then you get the Paul brothers who are they're named, but they're not really there, you know.
They get the check because they're fucking attention whores. So it's
right,
like,
exactly.
Oh, okay,
yup, exactly.
This is the biggest sports entertainment event, so I'll get that check and get more followers. But nobody fucking cares about the Paul brothers. Let's be
right.
honest.
Yeah,
exactly. And that's more business too. With the Paul brothers, it's more business. Whereas Knoxville and Bad Bunny, they're more fans.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear the Paul brothers like being in the gym working after they just came off a concert, you know, training for a Mania match. You don't hear that. You know,
Exactly.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. Bad Bunny out here busting out the Undertaker at a concert too.
Bro,
right?
this man moved down to fucking Florida for like, what was it, 3.5 months or something like that? Was in the
Yep.
PC every day.
Yup.
Like,
Yup.
come on, son. You
Yeah.
can't-
3.5 months. 3.5 months. All those days for only 15 minutes. That's dedication right there.
Yeah.
You know,
For
and
real,
it was a
for real.
tag match too.
Facts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I mean,
Salute-
they
salute
can't do
Bad
tag
Bunny,
matches
salute Bad Bunny.
properly. See, like that build up between Miz and Morrison versus Priest and Bad Bunny. That's how you do a celebrity match, the celebrity tag match. That's how you build it up.
Right.
yeah.
I feel like,
Yeah.
man, I don't know. I'm spitting the fact that Ray and Mysterio were Ray and Dom were so easily beat by the Hurt Business. Nothing against the Hurt Business. I'm swallowing them still being on my television screen and being a tag team because I like them as a team. But it's like I don't think it makes any sense for the Mysterios to get rolled up so easily leading it up into WrestleMania. I think that was dumb. I'm spitting the fact that Randy Orton should have got injured and say that it should have been Matt Riddle, just to do a shout out to Matt, because I'm pretty sure if Matt was on the show, he was like, why can't that have been Riddle? They got his shoulder hurt. That's all he wants. It's a minor injury to take him off my television screen for a few months. I don't hate Matt Riddle, but Matt, this one's for you, buddy. So I'm gonna spit that for you. And
Matt Riddle's amazing.
you can't be muted today, so have at it. Have at it. You won't be muted today.
That's exactly why I did it. Matt Riddle is fucking amazing.
And he might not have you on again.
Hell no.
I'm also spitting Ciampa's new theme song. And yeah, I agree with most of the stuff you guys have said so far. Overall, Raw, spit or swallow.
Gargle.
I'll swallow. It's not a lot I didn't like. Like, Raw has been doing better, so there's not a lot I don't like on the show.
Okay. Benji?
Yeah, I'll give it another swallow.
Sure. All right, I'll swallow with y'all. I think it was good. Okay, so do you guys want to go to NXT and finish off all the WWE content, or do you guys want to take a detour to AEW, hammer that out, and then come back to NXT?
Let's just go to NXT.
Okay. Braun Breaker and Ciampa Steiner, the Steiner Brothers 2.0 took on Rudolph to start things off. I'm gonna spit. First off, I gotta spit Ciampa in the singlet because what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? He should never wear a singlet.
You didn't like that? You didn't like? They're a tag team though. They're unison. They're unity.
Okay,
Nice.
I see you with the Team Bad shout out.
Yeah.
I see you with the Team Bad shout out.
Yeah.
Glorious Robert Roode came out to start things off. So shout out to Robert Roode bringing back the Glorious theme song. That's what we need to see. Solid match. The Steiners 2.0, they jump Roode off to start the show. They work well. As a team, and Ciampa ends up getting the pin on Dolph Ziggler with the fairy tale ending. Solid match. I thought it was a good way to start off the show. LA Knights has a promo. He runs down his relationship history with Aussie Paul, or what's his name? What's the dude's name? Come on.
Waller, Grayson Waller.
Grayson Waller, yes. He runs down his relationship history with Grayson Waller and challenges him to a last man standing match next week, which does get accepted. Oh my god.
Hey, yo.
I'm done. I can't with y'all. India and Persia are in the locker room talking. Persia still has the hots for Duke and is too distracted being on her phone to focus on the match. Indy already looks rattled to start things off. We have the Toxic Lounge returning, so shout out to that. That was a good plus addition to the show. Dusty Cup starts. Dakota Kai and the Ghost of Tegan Knox sneeze, and with Wendy Chu versus Persia and Indy. It's still there. Jesus. Wendy Chu does end up getting the win. Dakota Kai and Wendy Chu end up getting the win. Solid match again. I know I keep saying that, but like that's kind of like the way to describe some of these matches on NXT 2.0 is that they're solid matches. They're just there. They don't blow you away. They're not going to give you like these barn burner matches all the time, except for the main event, which we'll talk about. Amari Miller took on Lash Legend. There was a backstage confrontation last week. and she blamed Amari. Lash Legend blamed Amari Miller for the loss in the Dusty Cup and not advancing. Lash Legend makes quick work of Amari Miller, and then does her best Benji impression and starts hating on Nikita Lyons for some reason. She's lashing out on Nikita Lyons. One could say. Gunther versus Solo Sikoa.
Yeah,
This was the match. This match was great. Gunther versus Solo Sikoa, hard hitting match. But at the end, he ends up putting Sikoa to sleep with a sleeper hold, and then hits him with 2 power bombs to seal the victory. Gunther defeats Solo Sikoa and breaks his undefeated streak. Get the Dukes of Hazzard lookalikes talking about trucks on their phone while Elektra Lopez walks by and talks about the rear end on that thing, how he could write that all night. Elektra Lopez turns around and it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, no, we're just talking about trucks because we can't get women. Elektra Lopez like, yeah, exactly. You wouldn't know what to do with a real woman if you had her. If you wouldn't know what to do with a real woman if you had one. And I think Jensen reveals that he's never actually been with a real woman, which opens a lot more questions than answers. Cool. Sure. We get a Dolph interview. He's kind of heated about the loss. Ciampa interrupts, which leads to Braun Breaker interrupting. And this is all to set up a triple threat title match next week in NXT, and which will be dubbed NXT Roadblock. Cool. Next week's looking to be lined up as a solid card because we're going to have the triple threat NXT title match, which should be the main event. We have the NXT title match between the Creed brothers and Imperium, and we also now have the last man standing match between Aussie Paul and LA Knights. So should be a good show. Going backstage, Dexter won't return Indy's texts, and she says she misses him. What's his name? What's the dude's name? I'm losing the. Oh, what's the dude's name?
Duke.
It's
Duke Hudson.
Duke Hudson comes and picks up Persia Parada, takes her away, and yeah. So there might be a little like trouble in paradise between Dexter and Indy. So we'll see how that goes. That might lead to a mixed tag match between the two down the line. Harlan squashes Draco Anthony, and then afterwards he hugs Draco Anthony, because after you get beaten down, you get love and affection. He's like a Sour Patch Kid versus sour and then he's sweet. We go on to Cora Jade and Raquel Gonzalez taking on Yulisa Leon and Benji's favorite Valentina Feroz in the final Dusty Cup first round match. Cora Jade and Raquel get the win after not only having matching gear but having some tandem offense, and they advance in the Dusty Cup. I guess we'll talk about that because I know Benji likes his Valentina Feroz. We got Von Wagner versus Andre Chase for some reason. I'm not going to talk about it. We do not give Prehistoric Paul is it Prehistoric Pete or Prehistoric Paul? That Matt calls it. And then
Either one's been mentioned.
Yeah. I was trying to think of a good name with Bedrock. I was like Benjamin Bedrock or something like that. I'm trying to add some flavor to it, add to the thing, but I really don't care about Von Wagner. We get the main event, the North American title match between the current champions, the A champion Carmelo Hayes taking on challenger Pete Dunne. Wow, banger match.
Yeah,
he hits the closing sequence saw Pete Dunne hit the bitter end, but isn't able to capitalize. Carmelo rolls away. He goes for a second fairy tale, for a second bitter end, but he isn't able to hit it. Breaks off from it. More transitional moves. They lead to the top rope. Trick comes in, distracts Pete, allowing Melo to get the upper hand, hit a top rope scissors kick or something, and gets the win. Also in the match, Pete Dunne broke everyone's fingers, Melo and Trick. So that was a plus there. And to close things off, they get on the stage and Carmelo Hayes says that at Stand and Deliver, the North American title match will be defended in the same match it was introduced in, which is the ladder match. And it looks like they were running short on time, like we're running short on time here. And he was a little rushed, but that was the gist of NXT 2.0 this week. Guys, what are we swallowing?
Yeah, everything.
Yes, Rick.
Real
Go
quick. Before I even address that, I need to know, what is your issue with that queen of the Caucasus Mountains that is Nikita Lyons?
Okay, first of all, that's gonna be my spit. Listen, I don't understand what hold that Milk Maiden has on y'all. All right. That lactose legionnaire. I don't know what she got on y'all. But it's disappointing.
I don't have TC soundboard, but I'm gonna do my best. Look how thick that is. Look how thick that is. Look how thick that is.
Y'all gotta have some self-control.
Oh my god. But yeah, speaking of Nikita Lyons, she's going to be on Lashing Out with Lash Legend next week, so that's going to be coming back, which was another spit I was going to have before that was announced. It's like, what the fuck happened to Lashing Out? Because that was actually entertaining. But Swallows,
Yeah.
Rick,
So
before you were really cut off by Benji's hate raid that he's drinking over there.
I needed explanations for this. This is madness. Benji
is madness.
Yeah, I'm swallowing Dolph Ziggler on NXT. I said this last week on the show.
Yeah,
like, this Dolph is my dog. Like this is the one that was on that run for like 3-4 years straight. Because when he is on, he's on. Like, so I got hyped to see him in NXT, and I hope he wins the title next week because we know Braun is moving up soon. Swallowing everything LA Knight. I keep saying it, and it's the truth. I did not think a face run for him was going to hit like this. But I don't know what it is. Like it's working. It's working.
Do you get like bargain brand Steve Austin vibes from him? Not in a bad way. Like in terms of like his promos.
Wow.
Like it feels like very like what type promos?
It's like it's strong upper mid card like level for him. But like
okay.
I thought it was as a heel was going to get him over. Like this is different, but it's like it's cool. It's a cool feel to it. Always got to swallow Mello because he don't miss. I don't even got to get into it. We knew him and people. That's a foregone conclusion. I was never worried about that. And I gotta swallow this scandalous stuff between like Duke and Indy and Dexter. Like I love the toxicity. I can't help. I can't help
because once again everyone's trying to fuck.
Yeah. They be having a time.
Yeah.
Oh man, Benji, what are you swallowing since you've already told us?
To the Carmelo Hayes too. That Carmelo Hayes, he's got next for sure. Let's do that. Let's get some Lash Legend in there. I think she's got a lot of potential too. Especially when she had the little talk show thing. That was pretty good. No one the Keen Alliance, fuck that. What else? Even though they lost, gotta represent my Brazilians up there, Yeah. Aside from that, I mean, it was
they're better wrestlers than they are on the mic. Because when they were on the mic a few weeks back, that was rough.
That was rough. Granted, that was rough. But it's live and learn, right? Aside from that, the whole show was pretty good. It was pretty entertaining. Yeah. And I don't even watch 2.0 like that, but it was pretty good.
Okay. What about you, Just? Or Rick, did you have something?
Well, I was gonna say I gotta go back and watch Solo Sikoa and Walter. I don't call him Gunther, but because I missed that.
Call that man by his name.
I'm just gonna retroactively swallow that because I know that's fire.
Just
I admit that bit. So okay. So X 2.0, yeah, I swallow everything on there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there are some days where the show's not as good, but it's mostly the best show out of all the wrestling shows most of the weeks. And yeah, I'm with what Rick said. I think we all agree this is the best that Dolph has been. And it shows, like, if you give him the time, if you give him this time to shine, he's going to go 100, 1,000% for you. I mean, this is called back to, like, when he had that, you know, when Big E was with him and AJ Lee was with him, like, that Money in the Bank run type of Dolph Ziggler. So I spit it. I mean, I swallow everything.
Okay, cool. I don't know. It might have been just on my end, but you came off a little staticky there, and you're still frozen on my end.
Justin made one Austin Theory joke, and they shutting him the fuck down. He going down the broadband internet right now, bro.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
That AOL connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we can hear you. You just come off like a little staticky is all. Like, I don't know if you want to just like leave and like rejoin. Yeah, it's fine. It's getting there. Okay. Any other swallows, guys?
Most of the show.
Okay,
yeah, it was a pretty good show.
All right, just rapid fire real quick. Swallowing Gunther versus Solo Sikoa. Swallowing the main event. Carmelo Hayes. I'm swallowing Toxic Lounge because yes. I'm gonna go ahead and swallow the opening match because it was good despite Ciampa wearing a singlet that almost like burned my eyes out. LA Knight's promo was fantastic, great shit. Agree with a lot of the stuff you guys said. Moving on to the spits though, quickly here. I once again, Ciampa singlet. I gotta spit it. I can't fucking do it. I can't do that. And other than that, that's probably my only spit for NXT is Ciampa wearing a singlet.
I got two, and we kind of talked about one of them. Prehistoric Paul, because
I forgot all about it.
He beat Chase.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't like that because I fuck with Andre Chase, so I'm spitting that, and I'm spitting this black on black crime, Last Legend, and Amari. Like y'all shouldn't be doing that. I don't appreciate it because I like NXT 2.0, but damn it, y'all gonna stop this. Y'all gonna stop doing that.
Okay. Benji, besides Nikita Lyons, what are you spitting?
That Fred Flintstone dude, what was the name that you said?
Prehistoric Paul?
With the big forehead, yeah, that dude. That dude doesn't do anything for me.
White Khali.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
That's what he is.
He said White Khali.
That is perfect.
Prehistoric Paul. Just what you spitting?
You know what? I'm gonna spit. Can you hear me, or is it still static?
It's how does it sound for you guys? How does it sound for you guys?
He on broadband with me.
Yeah, same here. Same here, dog.
Hello?
You might need to move next to that router.
Okay.
This man talked about Texas politics and it was over.
Yeah, I'm telling you, bro. He hit the double whammy. He said, "Oh, this Texas and their politics." He's on Austin Theory. He said, "Oh, nah, he's shutting you down today, bro." He said, you pushed one button too many out here.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. There you
go.
Just
still...
Okay.
Okay. I'm back. I promise I won't say anything bad. No, you know what? I hate this whole thing about like how Dexter won't text back. You know what I'm saying? When you in a who was it? Was somebody disagreement? Okay. Anyway, I think that's. I hate how I hate how Dexter doesn't text back because when you're in a relationship like that, you know what I'm saying? There's nothing bad in like not texting. You gotta text back.
Yeah. That's not good communication. Yeah, I'm gonna spit Dexter Loomis's lack of partnership. He needs to work at being a better husband to Indy Hartwell. That's not good communication. You need communication in a relationship.
He's doing the worst thing you could possibly do, and that's like, being quiet and backing off, like a dude pushing. But that's
like his thing though. That the silent treatment's kind of like his thing, and is what got Indy over. And now it's like.
Yeah, but I mean, like, you can still not talk and beat a nigga's ass when he's moving up on your woman like that.
He just kind of like
he could silently pull up on Theory and put him in the white van and stuff like that. But I mean, the dude's pushing up on your wife and
He just
Right.
kind of got in his feels
Right.
like Drake and just decided to let shit happen and walked away.
Yeah, he's sitting up there
Who-
with his
Y'all
bottle
hear
of
that?
Henny.
Hold on.
Yo,
Y'all hear
hold
that?
up.
I'm sorry. There's something, right? It's not just me.
That's
Right?
Benji. That's Benji, man.
That's definitely Benji.
Talking about putting somebody in a van. Like, is somebody okay over there?
Yo, who's pulling up on you, Benji?
You got someone in the pit, like the Silence of the Lambs. You Buffalo Bill over there.
Someone is pulling up on Benji as we speak.
Oh, so you guys were saying?
Overall, NXT 2.0 spit or swallow.
We're gonna swallow that.
You gotta swallow. Gotta swallow.
Swallow. My bad, Rick. I didn't mean to cut you off, my man. I'm
Nah,
my
you
bad.
good. You good.
It's okay if you didn't say I was going to. Finally, Dynamite recap. We open things off, like I said. Tony Khan opens up the show. Y'all can't even let me get through this whole recap. Let me just run this down real quick. This will be short but sweet. Tony Khan opens up the show. He talks about the ROH news and introduces Bryan Danielson versus Christopher Daniels. Said that was like the ROH, one of the first main event of ROH, and here they are opening the show. Solid match. It was good to see Christopher Daniels back, even though he looks like he should have retired like 3 years ago. Danielson gets the win. They start with the code of honor thing, like the little handshake. Afterwards, he wants to handshake again, then just stomps the shit out of Christopher Daniels. He talks about Mox, and Mox comes out, and he basically says, "Do something about it." Hits him with a right hand, rolls out of the ring, and he chickens out like a chicken shit heel that he currently is portraying on AEW. We get the tag team casino battle royal. It started off with FTR and Top Flight, the returning other brother. I don't watch AEW like that, but Top Flight and FTR start things off. Solid.
Darius Martin,
royal.
Dante Martin.
Which is the one they returned?
Darius
Martin. There you go. Thank you, Benji. Who would have known that Benji would have been the one to like help me out right here with the AEW stuff? It was, I believe, the Young Bucks and Top Flight towards the end to close things off. Red Dragon comes out. They at one point helped the Young Bucks to get the win, setting up Young Bucks versus Red Dragon versus Jurassic Express in the triple threat tag team title match at Revolution this Sunday. They get a little face off at the stage and everything. So, it was what it was. If you've seen one battle royal, you've seen them all. Like CM Punk comes out and basically gets suckered by MJF. He looks at himself in the mirror. He asks if he's the bad guy. Some nights he didn't have an answer. And then he asks if he's the good guy. And he's like, you know what? Like, I don't know, but I'm damn sure I'm trying. MJF comes out. He's very sympathetic. They kind of hug it out. They just hugged it out. And MJF kicks him in the dick for his troubles. And this all culminates with CM Punk being destroyed and laid out by MJF, leaves him a bloody mess, and hangs him with a dog collar on the ropes. Probably the most talked about segment of the entire episode, which might be the thumbnail. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I just is that too graphic for YouTube? A bloodied, hung CM Punk with a dog collar. I don't know.
Well,
I asked Travis. Travis said, "Fuck it." Yeah, that's true. Then we get Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter taking on Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez. Shout out to there goes Justin. Thunder Rosa and Mercedes Martinez get the win. Cool. Wardlow versus Cesar Bononi. More Brazilian action, Benji. You get more Brazilians on your television screen. This was the show for you. This was your week. Shout out to all your Brazilians.
In 2 seconds.
Yeah, but he gets squashed by Wardlow. Afterwards, Wardlow is being interviewed, and MJF goes up to him. It's like, hey, you know what? I don't think you're gonna do it, but if you do win the TNT title, you can actually keep it because there's an actual clause in Wardlow's contract that says if he wins any title, he has to give it at MJF. But he's like, I don't give a fuck about the TNT title. You can actually keep that. Kind of gives him a hand me down or something, right? Then
got him on a 360 deal.
Yeah, there you go. He tells Wardlow that he probably won't win because he doesn't win anything. And Wardlow rebuttals with, yeah, because I'm too busy making sure you win your matches. He gets pissed, slaps the taste out of his mouth and says, you don't work for AEW, you work for me. Again, teasing and planting more seeds for this eventual Wardlow MJF feud. Then the main event was Hangman and the Dark Orders, John Silver and Alex Reynolds, right? Am I saying that correctly? Why am I having a hard time with this man's pronunciation of this man's name?
I don't give a fuck
Anyways,
about Dark Order, so.
Anyways, Hangman and Dark Order versus Undefined Erection, and Undefined Erection get the win. They attack Adam Page. They duct tape him to the ropes and force him to watch the rest of Dark Order get beat down, and he gets a super kick in the face for his troubles, and that's how we close off the show. Overall, not overall, guys. What are you swallowing from the show?
Well,
or do you want to just like give a disclaimer and say that you didn't watch?
Well, no, I mean, I did catch the Punk and MJF thing. Like that was probably some of the best stuff on TV. And I mean, you know what's coming. Like we called Cat when MJF pulled that promo last week talking about throwing quarters at him, calling him Jew boy and shit like that. We knew that was a ploy to sucker Punk in and to pull something off. And then I like that he did the call back to Punk's promo in ROH. Talking about
some good shit.
Like, the biggest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing him he wasn't here. Like that was clever. I like that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Beat the dog shit out of Punk. So I mean, I like that. That was good. I don't care nothing about Dark Order and shit like that. That's on spits anyway. But
Justin, you're sideways real quick.
Yeah, you sitting sideways.
Oh
wow, looking at us. I did the same joke. I did the same joke with Benji when he got on the Zoom call. By the way, he was sideways, and they called him Paul Wall. Said he was sideways.
Oh, okay.
There you go. But yeah, sorry, Rick, I cut you off. You were saying.
What else was it? Yeah, Red Dragon getting into this title match for the tag team titles. Like I might have to tap into Revolution the way this card is looking. Honestly, between that and Adam Cole being in the main event with Paige, I might have to tap in because there's some things that's gonna happen that I might like.
And here's the thing, quick little plug and shout out. If you guys don't want to tap into Revolution and pay the money for it, or like find some other free illegal methods, I don't condone anything right here. Smackin It Raw is not responsible for any illegal activity you may partake in, nor do we inspire any such illegal activities. But if you guys are interested, I will be doing the very first AEW Spirit Swallow with Revolution, and I will be having the entirety of the Shalit Showcase on that episode. We might have to wait until like next week to like drop it, so it might be a week late, but we're gonna make it happen so Savannah and Katie can see baby. They will both be joining me on Spirit Swallow, so check out for that. That'll be up on YouTube, the YouTube exclusive version of Smackin It Raw. But you were saying Revolution looks like you might have to tap into that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And the whole thing between Wardlow and MJF, I'm trying to be patient about it because this shit has been going on entirely too long. But I mean, at this point, it's like it feels like it can't properly, get started for real and have Wardlow get into it with MJF until like MJF wins the title at this point. Because that's basically what it felt like. He's saying, "Oh, hey, you can have the TNT title if you want to." So now the best way for them to feud is for it to be over a title. Like,
true.
But we'll see. I don't know. I give that a swallow for now, but y'all are really trying my patience with the length that it's taking for this to take off.
Okay. Benji, what are you swallowing from Dynamites?
I like that. Top Flight finally came back. Darius Martin finally came back. He's been gone for about 6-7 months with that ACL tear. So him coming back is cool. The MJF CM Punk thing, obviously that was pretty sick. So I'm actually excited for that match. That might be a match that might steal the show, honestly. Aside from that, aside from that, the fact that they put some WD-40 on Christopher Daniels' knees and brought him back in that first match. Man, I thought he was gonna die on every flip.
Who has it worse? Christopher Daniels or Tegan Knox? Whose knees have it worse?
I mean, hers is detachable. So I think she just like you just swap them out at this point. Like you ever seen an action figure? Her knees are detachable. She'll be okay. I think Christopher got it a little bit worse.
What about you, Justin?
Yeah, I have to agree. Definitely.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna swallow the fact that AEW this week was watchable.
Did you watch it?
For the most part, highlights were there. So
okay, that's okay. I can't judge, man. I don't really watch it. I don't really watch Dynamite like that. I don't really watch Dynamite like.
Yeah. I mean, I know. I had a feeling we were gonna discuss it, so I watched some stuff. But the Daniel Bryan, Christopher Daniels match was good, and then the CM Punk MJF promo. You know, that's probably what's gauging me the most is the promo for promo with MJF and Punk every week. So that gets me watching.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you guys. Christopher Daniels versus Bryan Danielson was okay. I'm not gonna swallow. I'm just gonna gargle it. I'm gonna swallow the fact that the Young Bucks won and they're continuing this Young Bucks Red Dragon split thing that could lead to undefined direction versus the Elites. So that could be a thing. I'm swallowing the MJF, CM Punk promo. The whole like segment was fantastic, even though he just like hung CM Punk like a bloody mess. Like Jesus, that was graphic. That was a lot of blood. I was watching that at work, and my coworker's like, "Is that real? Is that real blood? Is that happening right now? Like, is that like what's going on? He's over here shook it." And I'm like, "What the fuck is going on?" I'm like, I had to like calm his nerves. Like, no, because he's an older Indian dude, right? So he's like taken aback. He's like, "What is this?" And he being hung, and I'm like, "Oh." No, it's all fake, man. It's fake blood, you know. Like they use like blood patches and shit, you know. Like that's what they do.
So you watching live torture on TV?
Yeah, that's what the fuck I was doing. But yeah, that's about all. I'm swallowing the Casino Battle Royal was solid. It was okay. What about Spits, guys? Besides Tony Khan taking the day and a half to make his big announcement about buying Ring of Honor.
That is the biggest spit.
That man should not be on the mic.
Man. That man was about to need some Narcan for that shit.
Any other spits?
I spit the Young Bucks winning again. It's like, damn. Like, do we really need another title run and another reason to put these people in the pedestal of tag teams? I mean, really though, you know?
Yeah, I guess I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And plus, since they are like they have a stake in the company, they just put themselves in there.
Right.
Well, I think they have less and less say in the company now. I think it's like mostly just Tony Khan now. From what I understand, which is one of the reasons why Cody left, because he didn't get creative control like he used to. It wasn't mostly about money, from what I understand.
Oh yeah, they went in a whole different. They've gone in a whole different direction from what Cody initially had in mind for the company, and it's because, you know, as I said before, Tony Khan just got a hold of it and started doing the shit he wanted to do.
Taking all kind of bumps and money, shit. You know, you're investing in there. You know, he brought his analytics. You know. So yeah, I guess there's not really much to spit because everything else just kind of sort of happened. Like everything that we did, like we swallowed, everything else just isn't really spit worthy except for like Tony Khan taking a day and a half just to talk about ROH, who I thought was dead. You know, overall though,
right?
AEW Dynamite, it's better swallow.
I'll swallow.
I would say if I was watching it, I'd swallow, like off the strength of, you know, Bryan Danielson. I said before, since he's been in AEW, been the best wrestler in the game, and the MJF CM Punk thing.
True. I'm a swallow too, but that's only because of like there was a lot of good, there was not bad. The only way for me to like sit here and be like, man, I'm gonna spit this week's episode Dynamite was like they had a lot of shit that I didn't like. They have a tendency of like putting like a whatever tag match to close things off, or a title match that I don't give a fuck about. So they always are terrible like doing their main events. But it wasn't, I will say that it wasn't as bad as Ronda Rousey versus Sonya Deville, so they didn't have the worst main event of the week. So there's that. So I'm gonna swallow with you guys, okay? And then finally we have AEW Rampage, and the Chicago Bulls lost 4 games in a row to the Milwaukee Bucks in the nail biter towards the end. They weren't able to get the win. So that obviously means that I'm spitting Rampage, and that's what happened on this week on Rampage. The Bulls lost 4 in a row. What about you guys? Are you guys spitting or swallowing the fact that the Bulls lost 4 in a row to the Bucks? Fuck Grayson Allen. Fuck Grayson Allen.
Yeah, spit that, man.
Yeah, I was spit
No,
that.
but in all seriousness though, did you guys watch Rampage? No? Okay. So I'll just quickly let you guys know it was a TNT title match between.
Oh, did they have that big triple threat?
Yes, it was Sammy.
That was pretty good.
Darby and Andrade.
That match, I probably should have. That match should have probably been on the pay-per-view though. To be honest, like it was pretty good.
Okay, sorry. So the triple threat happened. Sammy retained. Nothing.
It caught his attention real quick though.
Vince just made eye contact for an appointment just now. I feel like that's what just happened. His girl probably have to say, "Yo, wrap it up. We got shit to do."
Right. Yup.
Air quotes on wrapping it up. No, but yeah. So we had the TNT triple title match.
Whoa.
Whoa. Bring that back.
No. We just gotta keep moving forward.
What you talking
No.
Hey, fuck Rampage. Fuck Rampage. What's going on with that?
What did he say about NXT?
He said, "I don't know what wrap it up means." He said, "I don't know what wrap it up means. I'm getting an AR and shooting the whole club up." That's crazy.
Hell no.
So TNT triple threat title match between Sammy Guevara, Darby Allin, and Andrade Alito. Obviously, Sammy retained. There's going to be a match between these 3 competitors, a 6-man tag on Revolution, where Sammy and Darby are going to have to team up with Sting to take on Andrade and the Matt Hardy Foundation, or whatever the fuck they are. Matt Hardy's Wildlife Foundation. And you also had Serena Deeb's like 5-minute challenge, or like whatever it happened. But the big thing was Ethan Page versus Christian Cage. The winner moves on to the Revolution ladder match, which Christian Cage won. So that's the big thing to know. Overall, we've already said we're spitting because Chicago Bulls lost. Let's get to the show of the week, guys. What was your show of the week?
I might NXT. I might have to go NXT.
Yeah. It just had overall more and more things about it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was,
hold on. Give me 1 second here. I'm trying to screenshot this real quick because like Justin froze and he looking smooth in that picture. That might be in the profile picture.
Man. Thank you.
Yeah. He looking smooth. He got the little Getcho logo on the shirt and everything. Like branding right there. He got all the Nikes and all the Jordans in the background. Are those the Jordan 11s? Are those the Jordan 11s right behind you?
Yeah, those are shards. Those are the whites.
Okay.
You
Nice.
can't touch those.
Everybody has to look smooth over here. It's a squad.
Okay.
It's a squad.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So Justin, you said NXT?
Yeah. 100.
All right. I get so.
Hey Vince, are you going Raw?
I'm going 2.0. Okay. I'm going NXT 2.0. I'm going NXT 2.0 unanimously.
2.0 is the number of Raw sessions. Gotcha.
So, as per the Smackin It Raw podcast, the show of the week, unanimously.
Mark her stomach, mark her stomach like Bianca did.
Oh my god. Guys, before we close things off, shout your stuff out. Justin, we'll start with you. because your broadband internet is probably like might not keep you in this call for too long. So let's just keep going.
Yeah. So you can find me to Get Your Podcast on Twitter and Get Your Podcast on all podcast platforms. Or you can find me here with all my homies here.
Okay. Benji, show off the arts skills.
So you can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, even on TikTok, Benji Calavera. TikTok, I just passed over 1,300 views, so check me out there.
Oh,
quick flex.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little. Okay. Check me out there. Check me out occasionally over here. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Benji and Justin are pretty much regulars on Spirit of Swallow. We're like the three man band on that shit.
Yeah.
But
you can also visit Benji at the local cafeteria penitentiary.
Oh wow, really? Okay.
Very true. He gets conjugal visits from time to time.
Conjugal visits.
Reek, your stuff, Havoc Hour, Young Kings.
Yeah. So y'all can find me at Recap24 on Instagram and on Twitter. Y'all can find Young Kings Wrestling everywhere at YK Wrestling except Instagram because they some hoes. Long story. Y'all gotta listen to the show to find out. But y'all can find us on Instagram at YK Wrestling _ for all our posts and stuff like that. You can find the show on Spotify, Anchor, Google Podcasts, all streaming platforms, and the video versions up on YouTube. Same goes for the Havoc Hour, where I talk sports and entertainment, TV, movies, all that good stuff. Got a bunch of my guests on here with some content up there. Working to get some new stuff out. So same thing, all streaming platforms and the video versions up on YouTube.
The Batman, are you gonna do a review for that?
Hell yes.
Okay, I might have to hop in there. We might have to do some straight Havoc on there together, and then just talk about some talk about some Batman. See how that goes. It up. I don't know how I'm feeling about almost a 3-hour Batman movie. I'm
telling you, bro. Like the time is gonna go by because it gets you hooked.
Oh, he knows he's about to go 3 hours.
As far as my content goes, obviously you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at SESVince. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at Smackin It Raw Pod. Matt runs the Twitter. I run the Instagram. Even though I've been lagging, I'm maybe 4, maybe with this one 5 episodes behind on the thumbnail stuff that added there. But I'm just gonna bomb everybody like day after day after day. So that should be there. Follow me on Instagram at straight talk _ pod. Again, Instagram some hoes and I couldn't get the handle that I needed. So fuck Instagram. We're spending Instagram this week. But yeah, no straight talk coming up recently. We did talk NBA All-Stars, but that was a minute ago. But we will be having a Spitter Swallow for AEW Revolution, so stay tuned for that. That'll be coming up either some next weekend. Is probably the earliest is gonna come out. I'm gonna just be realistic and be like, it'll be next weekend. It'll be like a week late, but it'll be Shalit because I'll be having Savannah and Katie Kinsey on there. So go ahead and stay tuned for that. I know Matt's gonna tune in as well. Anything else that I'm forgetting before we sign off?
I do gotta say I am gonna be on the Wheel of Wrestling, that trivia show that shout out to Bama Dave that he got. Check your temperature. I'm trying to follow in the try to follow Reek and TC and my brother Just. They were on the Wheel of Wrestling show, so
yeah.
I'm gonna try to see. I'll probably embarrass myself, but
no, man. No,
we'll see how it goes.
As long as you give it the good old college try.
It's a fun time. It was dope to do that.
I will say, quick shout out to the other Justin in the cafe, Mr. Jalen on the beat. He won the last Wheel of Fortune spinoff tournament gamble gauntlet match thingy on Bama's show. And he looks to continue to do that. And he keeps hooking the show up and every single one of us with amazing beats, amazing content. Check out his Sunday Night Heats at Heel Tactics _ Go ahead and check him out. But with that being said, creationworld.com, facebook.com/group/Smackin It Raw. I think I got that correct.
Yeah. This puts you one ahead, right? Of Katie, you point out popular.
No.
Right?
So I completely sidetracked that, but I'm currently now tied with Katie Kinsey Bay for the title in the race of the official Pornhub Poppy, which I got a bone to pick with you, Rick. Like, you gave me this nickname and you freely allowed this to happen. All you had to do was like, no, I gave Vince the nickname. You can't just take the man's nickname. It's his nickname to take. They just literally Buddy Rogers me with this shit, and you just let it happen.
See, when it started, I kind of wanted to be like, yo, listen, I dubbed this to Vince, like this is his thing, but then it just took on a life of its own, and Matt started keeping score. I'm like, this is good. I can't deny the people this entertain, because it's just like when his wife put up the Waldo dildo. I'm like, yo, that gives people a reason to tune in. People got to tune in to find out who's going to be Pornhub Poppy at the end of the year. Like,
which is going to be me. I'm Pornhub Poppy. I'm Pornhub Poppy. I'm the one and only true Pornhub Poppy. I'm the OG. Mm-hmm. I am no time variance. I'm no variance. She's a variance. Right. She's a Pornhub Poppy variance. Shout out to Low Key. Little Low Key shout out there.
Shout out. But you gotta fight. Yes. You're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like the Ukrainian people, they keep fighting. The Ukrainian people keep fighting.
We shut him down.
We with you.
FBI coming to shut you down right now, bro.
Okay.
It's over.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to mute you real quick, man. You gonna shut all our internets down, man? Okay. Jesus, man.
Yeah, because Vince gotta go. He rushing to get into that territory.
That's his third strike,
bruh. I'm done with y'all. You can unmute yourself, Jess. By the way, but yeah, I think that's everything. Shout out to Katie. No hate on Katie. I wanted to get.
No, fuck that. You talk your shit. Talk your shit. Say you want
that. No. Pornhub Poppy.
Talk your shit.
Pornhub Poppy.
No. Nothing against Katie. Katie's cool. She's a great content creator. She's fantastic.
Katie, go
check out the Inside the Mind.
Don't backtrack. He talking shit.
But I'm Pornhub Poppy.
This ain't gonna help you.
But I'm Pornhub Poppy. Maybe I'm being petty. Maybe I was being petty, and then invites her on the show so I can tie the tally up and make sure that maybe I did that intentionally. Maybe I didn't. We'll never know. Who knows? What we do know is that we are Smackin It Raw. We are the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, y'all.